42 Zach, 43 Jake and Tom.
Wow, ain't it?
Yeah. I'd say the main thing from my session there is like, you don't have to be perfect or like amazing throughout the year, and like you just eat a lot of like humble pie for that, but it's all worth it when the summer comes, because that's the only thing that really matters.
So we're here today with Jake Wightman. Recently won the 2020 1500 World Championship. How you doing today?
I'm good. Pre-session, so like want to get out of the way, so I'll be a lot better once it's done.
How long have you been up in Flagstaff for this?
We arrived about 10 days ago now, and then we're here for the month, so we leave in about 2.5 weeks, I think. Yeah, so we come Flagstaff twice a year, so I'd say like this is almost like second home and definitely my favourite place to come train. So we come pre-Christmas for this one just to get some like base fitness, and then before the track season, so in like April time, I'll come up again.
Do you see a lot of like self-improvement when you go back to sea level?
Yeah, do you know, it's never like, I never think it's what people expect. Like you don't come up to altitude and then go back down and it's like magically you're super fit. It's just like, it just gives you a little like kick on and you are fitter than you would have been if you hadn't gone up. And a lot of it is just being careful while you're here, because you can mess it up so easy and go back in a body bag. So its main thing is to just make sure you're consistent and have like good enough training, otherwise you won't see the benefits.
It's kind of just so well. So you just had an incredible outdoor season. What did you kind of say is like your favorite part between winning Worlds? You won the 5th Avenue Mile, you set the Scottish 800 meter record?
Yeah, mate, good knowledge. I'd like for sure like winning Worlds. Like that's something when you start the sport you'd love to like be able to achieve, and it's like a dream probably for most people coming in to either win a Worlds or Olympics, and I'm grateful that I've been able to do that. And now it's just pushing on until 2024 to try and top that and see if I can win in Paris.
So which one felt better, qualifying for the Olympics or winning a World Championship?
Definitely winning the Worlds, because for me, like, I missed out in Rio, and going to Tokyo was something that I was like desperate to go and do, and it was kind of like once I qualified it was a relief rather than a real buzz, because then I went to Olympics and I wanted to do well there. Like just qualifying was just the first step, and because my actual Olympics was like way worse than I thought, I didn't enjoy it. So I look back on that Olympics now and it's not the experience I hoped it was, and I think if I hadn't had such a bad run and a bad time in Tokyo, I wouldn't have come out the next year and won Worlds. So I'm kind of glad that I knew there was stuff that I needed to change after Tokyo, because it allowed me to be even better the next year.
What are kind of some things you changed after Tokyo going into Worlds?
Lots more unpleasant stuff, the stuff that I'm not good at, which is like probably why I needed to do it. It's a lot longer like reps and racing, so I'd never done I'd done a 3K when I was at school and hadn't done one since, so I did some 3K indoors, which was horrible. Like I never thought that 3K would be worse than 800 lactic wise, but it happened to be like that. I think it was my first one I did, I couldn't move for like 10 minutes off the track. And then the next one I did, someone was following me around with sawdust because I was just spewing my guts up the whole way, so they were unpleasant, but I'll have to do them again. And then just, yeah, a little bit more higher mileage and a bit longer reps just to get more of an aerobic base, because Tokyo I was one of the quickest 800 guys, probably in the 1500 final, but one of the slowest 5K guys, so the obvious thing for me is to be a better 5K runner or a better 3K runner, which I was able to do, and I've got to even get better now because I'm still not quite as good at the long stuff as I need to be.
So your mother's an Olympian, right?
Yeah,
and your
she
dad
is.
Also?
He went to Europeans and Commonwealths. Yeah, so I've had it like, I'm gonna wait for this truck. Yeah, I've had it growing up that I've known nothing but this sport really, and that's part of going to Olympics for me was something that didn't seem like too big a deal because my mum and auntie both went. So I remember with my cousin when we were running, when we were younger, it was like, oh, like it'd be great to go to Olympics. But yeah, like it's not that hard, is it? My mum went, your mum went, like surely we can do it. So I kind of was always obsessed with trying to get there and do that. And even though I was never the best kid, I've always believed that I could, because I feel as though I've been given some good genetics from my parents, even though they're marathon runners, to be able to run. So yeah, I'm doing what I've always wanted to do since I was like 8 years old.
Would you say there was like a defining moment of your career, a turning point where like things really started to change and kind of put your name on the map? Or
for me, I won European Juniors in 2013, so a long time ago now, but that was the first time I went from being like a student athlete, at uni and being at school, to actually finally signing like a professional contract, like getting funding, and it being like, right, well, now I can see myself having this as a career, so I have to like change things to make sure that I'm a professional rather than just like a student athlete. So for me that was like, yeah, a big one where I realised that I could do this for a career and hopefully go pretty well over it.
So you just won about kind of one of the biggest races that you can get, the World Championship. How does that kind of like shift your mindset for your goals moving forward?
I think a lot of it is that you have to go through the same process again. It's like you don't win worlds and then you're at that level and it's just going to stay at that level without working hard. You've got to go through the same process again. So it's the confidence of knowing that I can do that and I have done it is like great going into these next couple of years, because I hope I can do it again. And I think a lot of it is like my event is so tough that you can't take for granted that it's going to happen again. So you've always got to kind of keep working hard and get better than you were the year before, because everyone else is going to be doing that. And the way I won Worlds, they probably won't let me race like that again. So I've got to find ways to get stronger so that I can race in loads of different scenarios, so that I can win in a lot of different situations in a race.
Just so, kind of leading into that, how's training for the speed of an 800 but kind of like the endurance of a 1500?
Yeah, so
the training kind of overlap?
So I've never felt as though you have to train like an 8 or 15 runner. Like I train like a middle distance runner. So before I did 800 at Europeans and for the rest of the season in 2022, I'd only done like a couple of 800 specific sessions that I crammed a few sessions in before Europeans. And for me, I've always like kept in touch with speed throughout the year. So we sprint now once a week. I do a lot of drills, and if I can get my like lactic buffering pretty good, it helps both my 8 and 15. And it's just mainly tapping into that top end speed to make sure that I can go through whatever I need, like 50, 51 for an 800. That's the only thing I really need, because my strength from 15 helps me over 8 as well.
So what's the plan of attack for today? What's the workout?
Today it's a range of like mixed hills. So it starts off long, then which is probably, it depends on like where we get to, because it kind of goes up and then over, but I think it'll be about 60 seconds, and then a medium will be about 45, and then a short about 30. And I think it's 6 of each. I need to double check, but my dad's, who's my coach, is waiting at the hill now. Yeah, we've got myself, Zach Seddon, British steeplechaser, and Tom Keane doing it with me. It's going to suck, but that's why we're here, for it to be horrible and us to get fitter. So yeah, about to get cracking.
How often do you do hills, and kind of why?
So we'll do once a week in the winter, and then we probably stop them by Easter time. It's just a great way to, so we do like real steep ones rather than shallow ones, where it's a lot more of like an aerobic effort. So that's what you can feel yourself, I feel, getting fitter aerobically on it, but then also it's great for like keeping your form and strength when you're fatiguing, because that's what you have to get up a hill. Like if you're tired and you lose your form, you end up going backwards, so it's a good test for that as well.
Alright, let's get to it.
Yeah, mate. I'm going to go home.
He's
been for a lot.
A bit shaky.
So he's flown
big travel
from a big Thanksgiving, haven't you? What's your travel been?
Well, I got to the airport yesterday in Georgia at 7, which should be, for a 9 o'clock flight. Didn't get on the plane till 12:30. Yeah, didn't get to my hotel here in Phoenix till 4 a.m. and was up at 8:15. And then drive up here. Yeah,
you don't look like you've had no sleep, mate. That's amazing.
Yeah, I know. Put my creams on.
He's so brave. He's so brave.
Thank you.
Right, we'll drive to the hill. So we go. So this is our first hill session out here.
Too many.
And like the first, I think, is by far the worst one.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But we'll be breathing through straws. That's one thing for sure, isn't it, boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, we come to this one quite a lot, to be fair, because it's like we don't like going on road hills, because my dad's like big on like minimizing the like impact. So this is a good trail one, but it happens to be that a trail hill is also like the steepest one probably here. So yeah, not a fun one.
It's brutal.
Yeah, you've had some. Well, we've all had some tough days on here, haven't we?
Close to tears.
Yeah, hopefully today won't be too bad, but we'll let you know after if we can speak.
But yeah, it was a nice Thanksgiving. Did you get up to much?
No.
No?
I was the one that tested that Wendy's was open all day because it wasn't. After it shut.
Yeah.
And that was the only thing.
Oh no.
How are you feeling then?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. I got to sleep. The flight was delayed ages. I didn't get to sleep till 4, but I slept a bit on the plane. So I feel alright now. I'll probably snooze later.
Yeah. Be careful, because I mean you've lost a bit of altitude as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I was down, I think, for about 100 hours, just under.
100 hours.
100 hours, yeah.
You might feel this a bit, because this is your first big workout, but you
Yeah.
don't have to compare it with anything before. You haven't got anything before to compare it with, really, have you?
No.
Just be a bit better than last week if you can.
Yeah, I will, yeah.
And ease into it. So it should be getting quicker across each set of sets. So make
Yeah.
the first, 7th and 13th ones
No quicker.
a marker. Well, the first
That's
one in
slowest.
each set. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not that they should be slow, but just that you can.
build off.
He
of
may
them.
still be blocking my view. Though, I'm not sure.
I think the.
So how far we got? How far the long
Well,
one?
I'm saying a minute 45 and then 30, but it will
Okay.
just be wherever the cones are.
It's not really the same as the UK or the US, where there's like certain groups with like sponsors and stuff. Like UK, it's just everyone's just coached by the same people. We have like a big club set up, so most people train with their clubs or their unis. So we train like out of St Mary's Uni in Teddington, but we're not like with the uni or anything like that. We're way too old for that. Well, he's Birmingham Uni, but Tom doesn't normally train with us. He's just here for the camp.
Guest artist.
Yeah, special guest.
You're the only one young enough to.
Yeah, brand new. Rebels version 2. So, yeah, it is.
I had Saka.
First time I won them for their class, man. I wear them for like hills and like grass stuff.
5 to 1.
They're just like a bit of a lightweight trainer. So not like a full-on racer, but yeah, I love them.
You shouldn't be longer than the 2-minute whistle. You shouldn't hear that.
Tough, man. Right.
7, 8, 9, 61. Well, I think we know where this is. Drop your arms if you need to. Just concentrate on settling the breathing.
How often do you like doing hills?
Every week in the winter, usually on a Tuesday. Not quite every week, but not far off. And usually either building up towards 16 very long ones like this one, or a mixture, 20 or so, medium, short and long. I mean, their heart rates will be right up because they've this is like their first big workout. The previous one they did was down at Camp Verde, so they've been here. I'm trying to think of how long they are in. I mean, Zach's been over to Atlanta, so he's lost a bit of altitude, but I think Jake's a week in and Tom's 9 days in. So this is like, they'll feel this.
Oh. Yeah, it's quite a lot for me. Yeah.
Good job.
$66.
Okay, let's jog. We're on to the medium one now. That'll feel a lot better. Remember, you're on short recoveries here, though. Right, this cone gets removed. Let's jog. Just gently. Oh, nice, thanks. So you keep the recoveries consistent.
What makes you all choose Flagstaff over Boulder?
It's slightly higher. The trails are pretty good. Boulder is a city, but it's more of a town really. So as one of the only cities at altitude, Flagstaff's got all the gymnasiums, the tracks, the cafes and the trail system. So it works very well for us. Everybody, 2 down. Just turn. You've got a trend on this at the moment. Okay, jogging. 40, 1, 3, 4. 44 each. $30. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Zach will be 43 there. Jog. Off 2. Four, 5. 43, 44, 45. One more of these. Zach, you've just got the trend. Okay, let's turn.
One more of that, yeah?
One more medium, yeah, and it's easy. Let us jog. You're on about 2-minute recovery here, so don't stretch much further. Get your breathing first.
What's it kind of like being Jake's dad? Do you feel like it's an advantage coaching him as also his father, or do you feel like it's kind of?
No, it has its moments for sure. I understand how he thinks because it's kind of how I think, but it'd be like, imagine trying to teach a member of your family to drive. You know, it can get fractious. So, yeah. Ups and downs, I would say, but I enjoy it. Well, you'd have to ask him, but I don't think I could coach either of his brother or his sister. So, you know, he's probably got the best temperament for that happening. But I have been coaching him since he was 16, so that's 12 years now. So it's been quite a long journey. 30, good. Let's go. Last one of these. 35, 2, 42 Zach, 43 Jake and Tom. Zach, you did get the trend there, well done. Well done though everybody. We move to the short one. So you get a long recovery but a short rep here. So let's turn it. It's only 90 metres apart. Keep recoveries constant. About a minute. Shot, I think. Ten, 3, 4, 5. 24, Tom and Jake, 25 Zach. Last 5. Okay, let's jog. 10. 15. 20. 1, 2, 3.
I need a drink.
Oh.
See that? The car, yeah, they wave and then completely, and they think you've got to accelerate away and create more dust.
Yeah.
Okay, let's jog. 15. 2, 3. Give you all 23 there. Trend is okay, you've got 3 left. Recoveries are not bad, but don't let them go any slower. Okay, last 3, looking to improve on 23. Jog, just slowly. Jogging.
Do y'all ever do lactate testing?
Yeah, up here especially. I've got a kit at home, but we kind of know what it's doing here now anyway. But if it was track in May, we would have a lactate every 3rd rep taken. So surprising sometimes how much they can buffer and cope with. But the readings will be quite high for both Jake and Zach right now. 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. 21, Jake and Zach. 24, Tom. Jogging, follow Zach. Pino 7. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I'll give all of you 22 there. Last one, last 20 seconds.
I hit it.
Looking for a 19 here. Ooh, only 90 metres. Okay, jogging, here we go. It's quite brutal to have to sprint now after those sort of long drawn out ones. 10. 15. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 24. Oh. Well done, everybody. That's a very good session. That's hard, isn't it? Just consider thinking still. Just contemplate life and its meaning. Is that alright?
Like a garden gnome.
Yeah.
Oh,
If you can come out in the shade, it's nice further down warmer. So just
the short ones are so fast.
the short ones are quick,
Yeah,
but I think that's what you need, isn't it?
yeah.
It's that kind of thing where you're on fatigue legs, last lap, 3 more barriers, you've got to kick in.
Yeah, I think I held it together until right up until the last one.
But I mean, you'll be carrying pretty heavy lactic there, and
Yeah.
your heart rate doesn't come back down, and nor does that. So you're having to buffer that and still sprint. So it's good.
Yeah, I've got lactic in my brain.
Let's walk to the sun here.
Yeah, come on. Getting up, boy.
That's hard, man.
Yeah.
Oh, mate. That's so hard. Oh. That was rough, man.
What was harder, the longer reps at the beginning or the shorter reps at the end?
For me, it's my second session in probably like a month, just because I had a chest infection and then like sprained ankle from a run before. So that's the combination of hills, altitude, and just not very fit. I'm normally pretty good at hills, but I just couldn't hack the long ones just aerobically. I just need a few more weeks to get back. There's nothing to expose your fitness more than doing that though. Proper like find you out. I just live for the short ones, because however fit I am, I can always bosh out 20 odd seconds, but the longer ones, man, oh, I couldn't hack it. It proper exposes you doing long ones, doesn't it?
Yep. Well, we may have a session of long ones here or at Lake Mary.
Yeah.
What about the Guru? Have a little walk into the sun, Tom.
Oh, my head.
You got a lactic headache?
How you feeling?
Pretty rough. Big shot of lactic for the middle of winter, that. And I feel like I'm going to be so sick.
A certificate of completion, finisher.
The Holy Grail is. Got a collection in my bag.
They never get written up, I noticed, do they?
Well, I popped them into on my Garmin.
Wow, ain't it?
Yeah.
I go on you.
No, I got one there. Yeah, and then you had that time off.
Yeah. I'll be alright. That's the problem, mate, is like, it's hard anyway. And then you put it up here. And
Yeah.
it sucks.
The recoveries were okay on the long one and the short one, but in the middle ones, you're all over the gaff, weren't you? The 45-second ones, you were.
I think because the 45 is actually well hard, because
Yeah.
on the minutes you get that bit off the top, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So-
the worst bits, because it's. I
Yeah.
suppose it's less steep at the beginning and less steep at the top.
Yeah.
So on the 45s, you're running the
Running the big
worst
bit.
of it.
It's alright. Oh.
Ian's very diligent on recoveries, isn't he?
Yeah.
Should have had him here.
Yeah, that it'll make you work hard. Do y'all run on a lot of dirt roads at home, or is it mostly?
So like Bushy where I train is like compact dirt pretty much. So like we don't have to run a road very often. So we session on grass a lot. So like sometimes here we go on the like turf. But yeah, like that's like a nice surface. Although it was slippy at the start, it was a real nice surface to get going on.
Pretty even as well, really. Like you don't have to worry about putting your foot.
No, it was no like rocks or anything. So, because I sprained my ankle 3 weeks ago, and it's only like now feels good. So like if that was too rocky, that would have sucked coming downhill. Whereas it was actually completely fine.
There was just that one rock in the middle.
Yeah, but you could see it.
Yeah.
It was good. Yeah, that's hopefully the hardest the hills will be up here, especially like because we haven't done them for a while, or I haven't done them for a while, and you haven't done ones like that for a bit. It's like that'll be the worst.
Yeah.
We say that because the fitter you get, the quicker you go up it, so therefore it still stays hard.
Supposed to work out, you're kind of like happy with that work? Or just
But that's just where I am, like, yeah. So my session wasn't good, but that's just like the reality of where I am. That I've missed probably 3 weeks of full training. So that's my second session in a month, and my previous one was on Tuesday. So it's nice because like up here we've got 2.5 weeks still, so that I'll come back hopefully where I need to be. But you kind of just got to focus on yourself a little bit there. That's what's tough with training with these guys, is like when you're coming back you get sucked into the reps, and I probably did a couple at the start that were a little bit too quick for me. So like I paid the price a bit, but hills are good for you. Like you can feel the fitness coming just by finishing it there. And next week will be better. That's the main thing.
What's a normal training week looking like right now?
So yeah, this is my first full week of actual like decent mileage. So last week was my first week back running, and I did like 40 miles, and then this week I'm on for like 56. So Monday we did steady. I did steady 5, and then some drills in the evening. Tuesday we went Camp Verde, it was like some tempo, 90-second reps tempo, and then lifted in the evening. Wednesday we did 9 mile, and then we do like pre-ab stuff. Has she come off her bike? Oh no. Yeah, in the gym. And then Thursday we do another steady run, so I think we did 6, and then drills and sprints in the evening. Friday was a rest. Saturday hills and lift, and then tomorrow's a long run, but I'm only up to 11, so still like building that. And then we'll probably swim in the evening for recovery stuff, and then next week will be for me like another step up, like longer runs and a little bit more mileage, which would be nice.
How's it being coached by your dad?
It's been the best thing for me, because who knows you better than your parents, right? So like since I was 14, 15, the only person I've been coached by is my dad. It kind of like blurs the boundaries for sure between father, son, like athlete, coach. So like I definitely say things to him because he's my dad that I wouldn't say to a coach that wasn't. So like you definitely argue more because you're not afraid to say what you think, whereas like you'd bite your tongue a little bit more if you're unhappy with stuff. So it has its challenges, but at the end of the day, like it's got me to like where I am now with his training, and it's like the perfect program for me. And it's something like the biggest thing I think is like since I was young I've done similar structure of week, but just built it every year. So that's probably the continuity of that is the probably best thing that I've had in my like whole development. So I can't imagine changing my training structure. And our thing is we train, like our sessions are hard, and then we don't run that much, but we do like quality like pace stuff. So like we steady run a lot. So back home that'd be like 5:40, up here like probably just under 6, and then we go gym 3 times. So like there's a lot more emphasis on the quality of stuff rather than the amount of stuff we're doing.
What's your first race up? Some goals for the indoor season?
So I'm doing I probably have to. I was meant to have raced already, but yeah, because of my like my ankle and being ill, I've missed like probably 2 that I should have done. So I've not raced yet, and I'll get back, maybe do a 10k before the new year, and then I will do a trip to Potch in South Africa for camp, which will be nice to get some like hot sun, and come back, race 3k at the New Balance Grand Prix, which that's going to be horrible. And then Birmingham Grand Prix, I think I'm doing 2k, and that'll be my indoor season. So just 2 races just to kind of like touch back to track stuff again, and then after that get back to some winter stuff before getting into Easter. So like this time of the year is sick because it's kind of like pressure free. Like it doesn't matter if you're not as fit as you're meant to be, like I probably am now, or like you're not quite like had the continuity you need, because it doesn't matter. There's no pressure to get back and race. I'm not racing properly till end of Jan, February, so like I've got plenty of time to get myself as sharp as I can be to try and run quick there.
What's kind of your post-workout routine now?
So now we'll go back. Honestly, I think one of the biggest things that we did last night as well is overcook your dinner the night before, so you got leftovers. So I think we've got some like bolognese and pasta, and then up here the biggest thing is napping for me. Like, I nap big time, so I'll try and get most days. I think it was when I told my brother and sister I'd try and nap most days, they were like, oh, like it's like a 3 or 4 year old, isn't it? Like having to go and have a nap or you get cranky. But I think like, up here you end up just getting ill or injured if you don't recover, just because it's so much harder. He's like, you're pretty good to be fair, aren't you? You'll nap as well, but Zach,
yeah,
like you can probably tell by like seeing him then, he's so buzzing the whole time that he struggles to like to get some sleep in the day, but then he'll be asleep on the sofa probably by 9 o'clock every single night without fail. But I'll have like 4 or 5 minutes sleep and then literally get up, have a coffee and like a snack, and then shoot across to the gym, which will be like another probably hour and a half, maybe 2 hour session, depends on how much like chat and like setting stuff up with equipment it takes.
Motivation levels as well, isn't it?
Yeah, you'll see in the gym when we go there, like it's great because it's got all the equipment we need, but I love like a gym with like a good atmosphere and good music, and like, everyone like really like ripping weights and stuff, whereas this one's a little bit chilled for us. So when you're tired, it's not the most motivating place, but if there's a good group of us, it's always fine.
And you were just on a Sweat Elite podcast a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So if people want to hear more about that, they can give that a listen.
Yeah, I hope it's alright. It was, I think I was just off my off season when I spoke to Matt then, and yeah, like we had a good chat. So hopefully there's some stuff people can learn. Hopefully from that, there's stuff that people can learn. Like I'd say the main thing from my session there is like you don't have to be perfect or like amazing throughout the year. Like I generally come from a pretty poor place after my off season, and you got to swallow some pride and just accept that you're gonna have a few months of it being pretty rough. And I was exactly the same last year. I went and did a cross country up in Scotland that I was hoping to challenge to try and win it, and I was like 14th, and like you just eat a lot of like humble pie for that, but it's all worth it when the summer comes because that's the only thing that really matters.
I appreciate it.
No, thanks mate.